In the news, we'll hear about 3 key FDA approvals, also leadership changes at the National Cancer Institute. All that and more starts right now on OncLive News Network. Hello and welcome. I'm Laura Jones. Last week, the FDA approved nivolumab for use in patients with previously treated advanced squamous non-small cell lung cancer. This approval came less than a week after the FDA had granted priority review for nivolumab in the lung cancer setting. The FDA's decision was based on the Phase 3 Checkmate 017 trial, which demonstrated that in the target population, nivolumab improved overall survival by 41% over docetaxel. Dr. Julie Bramer from Johns Hopkins University explains how immunotherapies such as nivolumab will fit into lung cancer treatments.
I think the steps that need to be done to translate immunotherapy into lung cancer is one, continued improved understanding about how lung cancer itself is able to shield itself from the immune system or outwit the immune system. I think also developing therapies that will target the immune system in various different ways and how best we can combine that with our standard therapy and whether or not that's the right thing to do. And I think in the end, trying to personalize this therapy will be most important. And certainly we're trying to do that with trying to find biomarkers for the PD-1 or PD-L1 antibodies, which are checkpoint inhibitors. But again, I don't think our technology is catching up with the drugs that we have yet.
The FDA approved the United States' first biosimilar this week. Zarxio is the biosimilar to the reference biologic Neupogen, also known by its generic name, filgrastim. Zarxio was unanimously approved for all 5 of the current indications of filgrastim. FDA approval was based on the pivotal double-blind Phase 3 Pioneer trial comparing the efficacy and safety of Zarxio and U.S.-licensed Neupogen in patients with breast cancer treated with myelosuppressive chemotherapy. This trial, along with additional testing, found Zarxio to have similar efficacy, safety, pharmacokinetics, and pharmacodynamics to Neupogen. Pricing for Zarxio is still being determined, but one of the hopes is to ultimately have biosimilars at a lower price point than their reference products. Also in FDA news, approval of dinutuximab as part of first-line therapy for pediatric patients with high-risk neuroblastoma. Dinutuximab is an antibody that binds to the surface of neuroblastoma cells. It is approved for use as part of a multimodality regimen. Approval was based on a trial comparing combination therapy with dinutuximab versus isotretinoin. After 3 years of treatment, 63% of patients in the dinutuximab arm were alive and free of tumor growth or recurrence versus 46% in the comparison arm. Neuroblastoma is the form of brain cancer that took the life of Alexandra Scott, the founder of Alex's Lemonade Stand. There's no doubt that support from Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation contributed to the work leading up to this approval. After 5 years, Dr. Harold Varmus is stepping down as director of the National Cancer Institute. In a letter to President Obama, Varmus explained that during this period, new targeted drug therapies and surprisingly successful immunotherapies have been developed, and new tools for cancer prevention and early detection have been validated and used on an expanded scale. Many of these accomplishments now fuel optimism about the cancer component of the Precision Medicine Initiative that you recently launched. As of April 1st, current Deputy Director Dr. Douglas Lowy will become the acting director of the National Cancer Institute. Finally, to complement the approval of nivolumab for lung cancer, we would like to invite you to learn more about immunotherapies in all cancers by viewing the OncLive Peer Exchange titled Antibody-Based Cancer Immunotherapy. In this series of videos, moderator Dr. Louis Weiner leads a panel of experts through discussions on the developmental history, trial data, and potential use of immunotherapies across the different types of cancers, including melanoma, bladder cancer, kidney cancer, and others. Visit the website on your screen to view the informative videos. That'll do it for this week on OncLive News Network. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Laura Jones. We'll see you next time.